Hey, I'm Lilia and I'm a chief mentor for Mentorpiece Software Testing School. And today we will talk about the program. As you probably know, the course program could be very short, like 1 month, or very long, like 1 year or even more. Why this short program is not good? When your program is too short, the knowledge that you will have will be limited to writing some very simple test cases or running the test suite according to the test cases that has been written by somebody else, and fixing the defects in the defect tracking system, and that's all. This type of testing job is too boring, and I think it is not the best situation for you. If the course is too long, 1 year or even longer, it is better than the short one, but they often give you a lot of spare knowledge, like metrics, like automation, like performance testing, and so on. For the newcomer, it is spare. So better to start from some middle program, like 3 months, and then add new courses to be an automation tester, for example. So let's talk about our program. We will start from the introduction to the profession. We will talk about the mission of software tester. So who are the testers and what are they doing? And what knowledge it is needed for the tester to be a good tester. The next module is Linux. So we will start from the IT basics, and we will go from the bottom to the top of the application. And that's why we will start from Linux. You will know about why testers need Linux. You will be able to work from the command line. You will be able to manage files and directories and users and groups and processes and so on. And after this module number 1, you will be a specialist in Linux operation system. Now you are ready to go further to the networks. A lot of defects are connected with a network problem, and that's why we will talk about errors in network environment and network protocols, particularly transport level protocols and applied protocols in our course. After this module number 2, you will be a specialist and in localized defects in network. The next module number 3, is database level. We will teach you to write SQL queries, not only select, insert, delete, and update the database, but also joins and subqueries. And your knowledge in databases after this module will be on middle level, not junior. After the databases, we are going to the top, you remember. We are going to services level. REST requests and Postman and how to use development tools in Chrome and other browsers to operate with services, operate with requests and responses for REST services. Okay, we are proceeding to get ready for testing, and now we are on a UI level. We will talk about UI objects and DOM tree, and about development tools for UI objects, something about UI scripts, and other things that are mandatory for junior tester to localize all the defects connected with the UI level. And now you have all the basics for going further to the requirements. You probably know that customer requirements are not always connected with just UI functionality and how some button will look like and so on. The most of customer requirements typically connected with database and architecture and backend level and even the integration with the network and operating system. And now you are absolutely ready to be a specialist in analyzing all the technical and business requirements from the customer. We will talk about how to assess the requirements, when to go to the analyst with questions, and when to start writing test cases. How to write test cases we will consider in the next module, test design. The test design that we prepared for you is not limited to equivalence classes and boundaries. We will talk about domain testing. We will talk about state transition testing, about decision tables, and so on. So we will consider a lot of test design methodologies to be a good tester. Testing levels and types. This is the next module. We will consider the testing classification, black box, white box, gray box, testing pyramid, regression testing, and so on. So this theory will be extremely needed to assess the time for testing and to choose what type of testing is fit. What types of testing are fit for this functionality. And testing documentation. We will talk about how to write good test cases, how to write good defects. Not only how to fill the fields of defect, but what test case or defect is good and what is not good. And the most interesting module, I think, is the next one, defect localization and description. Now you have all the basics. You have a lot of knowledge about the UI, the backend, the database, the operating system, the documentation, the test design, and now it is time to have all these modules together and to become able to localize any defect in our application and describe it beautifully and such way to make every developer understand this module, this defect. Intro to the automation for manual testing. This is the next module. We will talk about Git, about Docker, and some other tools that are very useful for tester. Development methodologies and team. This module is about Agile, Scrum and Kanban, about other approaches like Waterfall, V-model, Spiral model. And after this model, you will be able to live in the process, to know your place in the team. If you and your colleagues will be fast enough, one more bonus module is expected. This is the module about the exploratory testing and testing tools. And now you are ready to be a tester. You have the IT basics, you have the knowledge about the testing documentation, the test design, and even the process. And now you are ready to go to our internship. So we are preparing a good testers. We are preparing you to have a good job, because you deserve a good job and you deserve the best education.